welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mr. Charles, and today I will be doing the visual literacy. Before I do, this chair is a problematic problem. That's much better. Please welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Mr. Charles, and today I will be doing the visual literacy. Question 4, paper 1, the cartoon. Please like, subscribe, and do comment as well. And turn on your notifications to be notified when I do upload. Let's do this. So, grade 12. This is question 4, the cartoon, and highly requested as well. I think that the first thing you need to do, and obviously you're going to have your notepad in front of you, and hopefully you have a past paper as well. Whatever I'm going to explain, try to implement. I'm going to explain and you apply. That's important. Okay? The first thing I would say is identify the characters in the cartoon. Check. Normally they give you like a glossary there, or they will indicate Madam and Eve, Garfield, or whoever it is, but check that. That's important. Okay, so you identify the characters. Identify your characters. That's number 1. Number 2, count how many frames. Okay, 5, 7, 10. Count how many frames. Then check whether all of them have borders. That's very important, because if you see a frame, let's say frame 7 is without a border, there might be a question where you have to account for the lack of border in frame 7. Okay, and the answer, or the first part of the answer, would be it is to engage the reader, it is to intrigue the reader, it is to evoke the reader to respond to whatever it is mentioning. Okay, so the idea here it is to draw our attention to frame 7, and then you link it back to context. So you need to identify your characters, you need to count your frames and check the borders. Very important. Then check the type of bubbles, and I don't know if you were taught this or if you are aware, but there are 4 types. Number 1, speech bubble. Okay, thought bubble, whisper bubble, and the jagged edge, the sharp one. Please need to know, and more importantly, understand the effectiveness of these bubbles. Okay, whisper, why? Jagged edge, why? Speech, why? Thought, why? And the why will be based on context, whatever the cartoon is about. So you identify your characters, you count your frames, you check the borders, and you determine the type of bubbles. Okay? Then, when you explain grade 12s, for a cartoon, it is absolutely fundamental to know your adjectives, your descriptive words. And I'm sorry, happy and sad, good and bad, negative and positive. Happy and sad, they will, to an extent, I presume, allow, but negative and positive, please don't write that. Good, bad, you need to provide adjectives. And when you're doing your analysis, frame 1, frame 2, frame 3, I want you to look at everything. You look at the expression on the face, you look at the eyes, you look at the nose, you look at the eyebrows, you look at the ears, you look at the beard, you look at the head, you look at the body language, you look at everything, because everything will infer meaning. Okay, dilated eyes. What does it imply? Maybe being surprised, or maybe perplexed, or amazed, or discombobulated. So you look at everything and you need to know your adjectives. In frame 1, Garfield is sad. No, come on. In frame 1, it is evident that Garfield is in a somber state, given his downturned eyes. In frame 4, however, Garfield is more elated, optimistic, excited, gleeful about his future, given his bright smile. Something, but you need to provide adjectival words. You need to provide adjectival words, adjectives. Okay? So when you describe, they say account for the character's facial expression. That will not suffice. You can't use the word facial expression independently. You need to account for it. Body language, you need to account for it. Okay, you need to explain the body language. You need to account for it instead of only mention the body language independently. Don't do that. That's a killer. That's a killer. So adjectives, okay? Adjectives. Provide adjectives. The cartoonist is in a state of despair. The cartoonist is in a thoughtful, reflective, nostalgic state. Whatever it is, but provide adjectival words. Then, be aware of the comparative question. What am I saying? There's going to be a question where you will have to compare frame 6 to frame 8, frame 1 to frame 3, frame whatever, I don't care. But there's going to be a question when they say, explain the comparative or the difference between the frames in terms of reaction. And my learners know. And my learners know that they must use the word however whenever they see a paradoxical question or a contradiction or irony, even comparative. So you say, on the one hand, Garfield is feeling a sense of melancholic given his downturned eyes, and he is in a state of grieving given that he lost his best friend. However, in frame 7, we can presume he is more accepting given there is a slight smile on his face and he's something like that. But there must be a shift in meaning, and the word however is going to indicate that shift. So be aware of that comparative question, okay? Normally for 3 marks, sometimes 2, never 1 mark. Never 1 mark. So lastly, the difference between humor and satire, okay? The difference here is that with humor will be what is amusing, what is funny, okay? Satire, when something is satirical, there is an element of seriousness in the funny. So what I've noticed is that when the cartoon is about an issue in society, be it unemployment, be it corruption, be it unemployment, whatever it is that is affecting society, that will be satirical, that will be satire, that will not be humor. So the cartoonist might, mock a politician or mock an issue or bring awareness about an issue through a joke, and that will be satirical and not humor. Okay, so for example, if humor will be when 2 people are interacting and there's no serious element and one is being sarcastic and you need to find the joke, discuss the humor. The humor is that character A is being sarcastic about whatever, and then you provide context. With satire, be very careful. We're looking for that serious element. In other words, you must be able to account that he is mocking the whatever in context to bring awareness about an issue And then you explain that issue in context as well. And that will be how you answer a satirical question. You must account for that serious element to bring about awareness to society or whatever. And then you provide context as well. Please understand the difference between the two. Okay? Last year they asked a question in the comprehension. In 2024, they asked the question, account for the satirical message, and learners lost their minds. Discuss the serious element in the text. That's it. Okay, then for question 4, we have this new thing where we have 2 language questions. Okay, let's be aware of that. It will be 1 mark and 1 mark, and these will be the last questions. Hopefully 4.4 and 4.5, but these questions will appear last. They are language questions, and therefore you need to be aware of that. Okay, so if you do like this video, please like, subscribe, and comment, and obviously inform your peers. Thank you. Cheers.